Hey guys, welcome back. More Pokemon Perfect ADV content. You guys should get involved with Pokemon Perfect. Check out our Discord, check out our site. Pokemon Perfect is the place to play old gens. Everything you need is in the description. Anyhow, we've got Roy Skywalker against Posse G in a quarterfinal match here. I covered Roy earlier. He's known as Shortage, but he goes by a bunch of other things. Roy Stop Roar, Roy Skywalker, blah, blah, blah. He's Shortage, and he's against Posse G. We saw him beat off SSTJ in a pretty good set, but SSTJ is one thing. He's good, he's an up-and-comer, all that. Posse G is another thing. An experienced SPL level veteran, somebody who has been in my past two Callus Invitationals and will all but certainly be in the next one as well. Posse's the real deal, so it's time to find out how good Shortage really is. You can obviously beat competent players, but can you beat a great player like Posse G in a best of three? Let's find out. Shortage, that's Roy Skywalker on the bottom. Posse G on the top. We've got a Salamence lead and a Skarm lead, and that is almost certainly a turn one spikes unless Posse is very conservative, which he is. He's going to get out of the way and do the Magneton check. Good on him. And he switches Blissey into what must be a Choice Band Hidden Power Flying, which is interesting because Posse still doesn't go back to the Skarm, and Roy actually does have the Magneton. So great opening plays for both of them. Shortage with tremendous discipline to not go for the immediate mag. Posse with even better discipline to scout for it multiple times. And as it turns out, Roy, who made a great play to go to the Magneton on the obvious Skarm switch in, it didn't work because Posse had great discipline. But that was a really high level first couple of turns for both guys. Roy's team is clearly designed to catch that Magneton. And against most players, that would absolutely work to catch Skarm with the Magneton. But Posse with extreme discipline and great scouting does not fall for that. And this is why Posse is better at ADV than you are. This is something you can learn from if you guys are watching this and trying to improve. So anyhow, we've got a T-Tower against a Curse Lax here. There's a huge Rock Slide crit, but the Lax nevertheless managed to get the rest off. That hurts for sure. He comes in for the Intimidate. That helps. But the Rock Slide, nevertheless, with Stab and with the Weakness is going to do 65%, which is a big chunk. And finally, Celebi gets in on the Swampert, which is good for Shortage. This is a matchup that Celebi is very safe in. And out of the way goes the Swampert. Here comes Arrow. That's going to get Leech Seeded. That's going to make it way less effective. But Arrow is a hit-and-run kind of Pokemon anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Maybe he gets one attack off and runs. Maybe he doesn't bother. And the answer is he doesn't bother. He had an opportunity there for an HP Flying or Bug that would have nailed the Celebi pretty hard, and he wouldn't have taken too much back, but you never know what Roy has in the back. All he has to do there is go to a Bulky Water. Anything the Aerodactyl would have done would have been easily negated by the Leech Seed plus lefties. I think Posse makes the right play in pulling back. So, Leech Seed and Ice Beam respectively. That's going to prompt probably the Blissey to switch, but I guess not. Shortage certainly thought there would be a switch, which I don't blame him. And he went for the Leech Seed again, but Celebi simply stayed in, kept the pressure on with Ice Beam. It's now probably a recover turn from Celebi, but Posse very stubborn here, is continuing to stay in. He does get soft-boiled off, so he wants Bliss to be as healthy as possible before switching, which is understandable, but he is not going to keep doing this forever. At some point, he's going to get out of the way. Shortage going to get out of the way first, goes for the Baton Pass, and that Ice Beam is going to be entirely negated by the Leech Seed here. So Lax has an opportunity to kill a Sleep Turn here, if that's what he wants to do. Dragonite for Posse G. I mean, hey, roll your eyes at it, but that poke won Posse this year, an SPL game. He used it in week 1, and he got the job done. So let's see what kind of damage he can do with it in this game. Well, there's a lot of damage. There's a critical hit hidden power. Is that a Choice Band Dragonite? Certainly looks like it. It's going to one-hit KO my Milotic with the aid of the sand, and that's going to be a big advantage for Posse. Dragonite with a huge smash, so he's actually a double Choice Band team, Posse is, without Magneton to remove Skarm. Interesting contraption here. Interesting brew that he's got. But so far, with the aid of that crit, it seems to be working. Shortage here gets the Lax in. I believe he's killed a turn. Yeah. Going to be able to kill one more sleep turn. Does not play around Focus Punch here, which seems to be the right play. Does not appear to be offensive pert. And there is the Earthquake, which does a decent chunk, but the Lax is going to be good to wake up the next time he makes a reappearance. In the meantime, Shortage goes to Celebi. We have seen the full set here. Baton Pass, Leech Seed, Psychic, Recover. Swampert knows there's no grass attack there. He doesn't love Psychic, but he doesn't hate it either. And Leech Seed is just universally annoying to everything. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing Posse can really do about that. Now, granted, there are no spikes down beneath Posse's team. Shortage's team does not appear to have spikes, so Leech Seed is just annoying as opposed to broken. He can at least just switch around and get away from it. Here comes Bliss. And there's another Leech Seed where he's got 10 of them left. It's still quite a bit of Leech Seed obnoxiousness to toss around if that's what he wants to do. Now, granted, I don't know that he's actually getting anywhere with that other than make Posse switch a bunch, but I mean, yeah, like here, for example, the fact that he had the Leech Seed and he made that Soft Boiled happen, that's going to undo the Earthquake on the Lax from before. It's going to get the Lax very, very healthy and ready to wake up. Here comes T-Tar. Great switch again from Roy. He has been really, really on top of it and made some nice preemptive switches anticipating what his opponent's going to do. He goes to a hidden Dugtrio, which again, Discipline was very good at hiding and waited a long time to hide. He had many opportunities to bring it in, and then he sneaks it in at exactly the right moment. Posse, rightfully, does not play around it. I don't think many people would there, and it's going to be a completely free kill on the Tyranitar because of it, and all of a sudden, double Trappers showing why it is so good. Both Trappers have already gotten a knockout for Shortage. He gets the Magneton on the Scarm after the Dugtrio picks off the T-Tar. Both the Mag and the Dug still alive to do their thing, and Posse is now on the back foot. Hidden Power there is flying. Going to do 37% to Swampert, which is a nice chunk, but he's going to be okay. Salamence gets out of the way. Here comes Celebi. There's no Wish on the team for Shortage, but he does have that Leech Seed healing to potentially make the Salamence or whatever stick around a little bit longer. Comes in on an Ice Beam. Aerodactyl sneaks in on the obvious Recover turn. There is the obligatory Recover. Aerodactyl now with a chance, with the right prediction, to do heavy damage. Salamence comes in. It's just going to get foddered off. Intimidate not relevant here. It would still die to anything. There is the Hidden Power that is not very effective, so that is not HP Flying. That's got to be either HP Bug or HP Fighting for the Aerodactyl. But nevertheless, it will be enough, and down goes the Salamence. We've got ourselves a 4-4. Magneton comes in, Rain Dance here. The goal of that is to make it so the sand is no longer present, and of course the T-Tar has already been trapped and killed by the Dugtrio, so we cannot reestablish the sand. And the reason that you want the sand not to be present is because not only does the Salamence not have lefties, not that it matters now because he's dead, but it does benefit the Salamence, but also the Lax, which he's building his team around setting up, is so much bulkier now that that sand isn't there. Now, granted, Posse has about as good a team to fight it as you're going to get, other than, like, say, Leech Seed. He's got Double Choice Bander to apply physical pressure to it, which is one of the best ways to beat it. But the Lax, nevertheless, might become an issue for Posse, depending on how the game plays out. If the Lax gets a boost or two before Posse can get rolling, the Lax could just sweep him. Posse is going to have to play aggressively here and not allow the Lax to set up. A Freeze is certainly going to help, but he's going to immediately thaw. Oh, he thaws because he natural cures. Goes Dugtrio here. I think he was hoping to catch Bliss, but that is not Blissey. That is Aerodactyl. In it comes. Double Edge. 35%. Magneton will live another one, and wisely, Posse is not going to chance it. Now, granted, hindsight, there's a full para, so it looks like he could have gotten away with it, but there's no way in hell you stay in there and let the arrow die to a Thunderbolt. Posse absolutely makes the right play at pulling back, even if he gets a little bit taunted by it, by, of course, the Magneton getting the full para. But he makes the right play, and here comes Arrow again sneaking in on a Celebi Recover. Arrow is very key to Posse's victory in this game, and that Hidden Power is going to be revealed to be Bug, because obviously, if it were fighting, Celebi would have shrugged that off. So wow, for being HP bug, Celebi takes that remarkably well. So that tells us two different things. That tells us that it's a jolly arrow. Clearly, Adamant would have done more. And that is an extremely bulky, physically bulky Celebi. That thing's got to be bold, 328 or 300 something defense, max HP, no investment in special attack or speed or any of that. That is just going to be a purely bulky Celebi to survive a choice band HP bug that it is 4x weak to. We now have Dragonite attacking the Lax here. I feel like Hidden Power should have done more. Maybe it's not actually choice banding. He's got some weird berry or something. But we're not going to find out because a +2 return is going to take the Dragonite out. That's going to leave 3 Pokemon remaining for both guys. Here comes Aerodactyl trying to follow up on the Lax. Rock Slide here fishing for a crit or a flinch. Either one would more or less win Posse G the game, but he does not find either, and he doesn't seem to have Roar on his Swampert. We've seen the full set, and we know that he doesn't have it. So he is now fishing for a critical hit with Rock Slide. He could be in some trouble. This can go either way. If Aerodactyl gets stalled out of Rock Slides, he is in big, big trouble. If he finds a clutch flinch or a crit, it is absolutely possible for Aerodactyl to win this matchup. Return there. Here's an opportunity for a crit or a flinch. He's going for it. There's 23. No dice. There is the return and the knockout on the arrow. And now it's going to be one time and one time only. He's going to have an opportunity for a crit, and he is going to need to find it. There's the Earthquake. Does not find it. I hate the rest there. I think you just go for return, and that is lights the fuck out. Posse not conceding, but I think he's in big trouble here. Can he get away from this? Posse's going to keep playing it out. Crits do happen in Pokemon, obviously. Not over till it's over, but Lax is about to wake up with that devastating return. Posse still fishing for a crit that he hasn't found. There's the wake up. There's return. Swampert very, very low. Will not live another one by a long shot. Now or never. Crit. He's going for the freeze instead. Does not find that either. And, alright, Blissey does have Ice Beam. So I guess we're still technically not over. Must find a freeze right now. 10%. Does not find it. There's the return. Blissey survives, actually, so there will be one final opportunity. A freeze is necessary. And he finds it. Maybe, just maybe, if absolutely everything goes right, maybe Posse can come back here. But there's a Dugtrio on the other end, there's a Leech Seed Celebi on the other end, and to save us the suspense, the Lax immediately thaws out and undoes that BS freeze. There's the return, there's the knockout, and Posse G drops game 1 to Shortage. Roy Skywalker taking out an SPL player. But he's got to do it one more time in order to win the set. It is a best of 3. So thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and that second game will be coming up next.